There are 22 parity PLL cases, and there's also 22 normal PLL cases, and I'm going to go over all the parity PLL cases because they're pretty odd to recognize, so yeah. This one I shouldn't need to explain. This is just ADG, and that's it. This one I also shouldn't have to explain. This is just op. You know what op is, so yeah. This is W. It's basically a Z perm and an H perm combined. It's really easy to recognize though, so you won't really have trouble with it. This next case has two different cases. This is O perm. It's basically 4 edges going in a clockwise cycle. This is, I don't know if it's OA or OB, but this one is the one going clockwise, but this is the one going counterclockwise, so they're both really easy to recognize. Yeah. So now onto the more complicated ones. This is M perm. It's basically an H perm, but with 2 corners swapped. This is also considered a self-dual of W perm, where it's basically all of the edges are the corners and the corners are the edges. So these would be the Z perm corners and these would be the H perm corners. It's harder to see right now, but if you put them side by side, you could tell. So I'll go over a few of those. This one you should also already know. This is PJ. Just these two. It's very easy. It's a self-dual of ADG. This is also another pretty easy one. This is PN. It's just these two corners are opposite. This is the self-dual of OP. So these next two are very similar. This is X perm. I think of it as, if you look at an edge corner edge, if it's not colorful, like how Q is, such as this corner is the same as this, and this corner is the same as this, then this is X, which is like Xing out the fun or removing it. And then this is Q, where this is colorful, where this is not the same as this, and this is not the same as this. So it's basically allowing it. These are both op swap or like opposite parity cases. So they both go to O if you just do a normal N perm, and I'm pretty sure they're self-duals of each other. Okay. This next case is K perm. It's a J perm except the 2 edges back here are swapped. This is KA, where it's the same thing as JA, but with these 2 edges swapped. And then if the blocks were here and here, then it would be KB. Doing J gets you ADG, so yeah. And now for the self-dual of K, this is S. It's basically an N perm, but with these 2 swapped. It's a self-dual of K, as I already said. So the algs are pretty similar. This also goes to ADG if you do an N perm. So this next case, this is a B perm. I'm pretty sure it's the self-dual of itself, so that's something to note. This is one of the harder cases to explain to recognize, but it's very easy once you look at it. There's this bar here, and there's this bar here, like an R perm bar and a G perm bar. So it's very easy to recognize. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is BB because this is this block is similar to the JB perm block, and doing J gets you ADG. So now onto my personal favorite. This is P perm. P is really good. So it's very, very easy to recognize. You have an edge corner edge block and a corner edge corner block, and then these two are just extraneous. This can go, if you break this block in DJ, you get op, but, oh shit. Okay. If you preserve the block in DJ, then you get ADG. It's a very, very good case, especially for forcing op ADG avoidance. And it's also the self-dual of itself, which is why PS and PK work. And now for the worst of all of them, the C perm. So the C perm, it has 0 blocks, and it's a terrible case. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's objectively one of the worst PBOs to get besides X and Q. But this is one to look out for. This one, you can force either O or W by doing J. You can tell it's a C perm, or you can tell which one to do, is if you preserve this little bar right here, or of like a pseudo bar, because these two are both opposite. So if you do a J here, you get W. But if you preserve this bar, or break this one, you get O. So it's a really bad case, and I hate getting it. But yeah, that's all the parity PLOs.